Although we do have them from last semester as well. There, you can always poke around in the recordings. And remember where they are, the recordings. See if John Smart is still logged in here. Let's go back to... Yeah, it times out. This is a secure website. When you go to a website and it does time out after a while, that means it's a good website. Your bank should be doing that. So if you walk away from a PC and forget it open, eventually, well, it should within like maybe 5 minutes, close that login and not leave it open. Sometimes I find Schoology leaves it open for weeks on end. Got to remember JSmart login here. And gonna first of all look at that assignment down there in the Logos application practice. And John Smart has not submitted his assignment yet, so we see here it's not submitted. And what I was doing last time is working on a Google Docs, and I was pasting screenshots into it as I went through that assignment. So, and then my plan is, when I'm done copy pasting those screenshots for each step with a little caption underneath, then I do a file, download Microsoft Word. And and I won't do that until I'm done. Once I have that Microsoft Word file, then I will go to here and submit and send that file up to Logos. So I'm going to go log into Logos. The best way for this to work here is I'm going to first log into my Gmail, my Emmaus Gmail, by going to mail.google.com. Or like some people like to do, they like to go to navigator.emmaus.edu and then go to Emmaus email. Guess where that takes you? To mail.google.com. So I'm here making sure I'm logged in. Now when I go to Logos, app.logos.com, that would be cool if they actually put do they have a link to Logos? They should have a link to Logos up there. Maybe I'll suggest that. Since they're promoting the use of Logos, I think it'd be a good idea to say, hey, connect to your Bible software. Well, anyway, I can go to logos.com, app.logos.com, and if I'm not already logged in, I can log in using my Emmaus email. So here I am logged in. What are the next tasks to do here? Let's check the instructions. And just for fun here, let's see how everyone's doing on that. Ooh, one person has turned it in already. Good job. Well, and if you have turned it in, and as we're reviewing this, if you find you've missed something, you can resubmit. Have you done that in other courses? And on Schoology, you can resubmit, and I only look at the very latest one. So don't worry if you have it submitted, but then you realize you did something wrong. Just submitting it again before the due date I'll just ignore that previous one that might have had problems. So let's see what I have so far in mine. I have, let's see, that's the syllabus. We don't need the syllabus anymore. I have all the way down to step 3. I have step 4. I did the fact book, and then I took a screenshot using the snipping tool. So let's go back there and just see how I did the fact book by going here to fact book, or tools fact book. And then I think in the instructions it told me what to type there. It said type in the fact book. It didn't say. Oh, I did say Corinth. Type in Corinth. I typed in Galatia because we had the passage Galatians. Let's see what we get when we type in Corinth. The main thing is, the tool, factbook tool, and I typed in Corinth. Oh, did I type in the wrong? I thought it would take me to a Corinth. No, it did. I don't know why it didn't do it when I typed it in. And there's my fact book. And Ooh, I like the map part of it. Let's see if it'll let me zoom in on that. Oh, I have to click on the map to see it. I'm just going to take a snipping tool shot of that just as another Factbook example. It's not going to hurt if you put more than one screenshot in your document. That just shows that, hey, you did it more than one time. So I'm going to go ahead and, while I'm there, I'm going to do the snipping tool, hit my Windows key or click here in the little Windows logo, search for snip. Once I see snipping tool, you don't have to go click on it. If that's highlighted, notice how that's highlighted, you can just hit enter and it will automatically bring up the snipping tool. And then I click plus for a new screenshot, and then I'm going to draw a rectangle around this little part of the Factbook. I guess I like showing where I am. I'm not going to be real fussy if you don't show the entire screenshot, as long as there's a clue that you did do the Factbook. That's in the snipping tool. I can now Alt tab over to the browser here and go to my Logos document, and I'm going to paste another step for, oh, I didn't paste it. There it is. And hit enter and put a little caption, Factbook for Corinth. That's another, I'll call it step 4B. Just showing that I have browsed through the Logos app. Easy enough, right? Basically, just you're using the app, taking screenshots along the way. The screenshots are proof that you've been there. When they're in the document, it should all be working for you. So, things working for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So now the rest of the assignment is just one more, taking a look at the tools, and then you get to give me 3 more screenshots of any other thing that you find somewhat interesting. So let's go to the tools, and then we'll randomly pick something in the interface that may be interesting or most useful. You can get deep into the Hebrew or Greek. Let's look at tools notes and see what's going on there. And if you've already been using this is just an easy peasy task just to show to me that you know how to use this. So notes, it's showing up here, but it's also underneath tools. I thought it would be under the tools. It's not under the tools. It's only under here. So I click notes, and I can view my notes that I've taken, or I can make new notes. And let's see what the instructions say. Make a note anywhere. I have to right click on the verse, and then I can create a notes, and then I can see my notes that I have. So I can create a new note here, and I don't know if a word will actually randomly be placed. Let's see what happens if I just say new note. Does it have to attach to a Bible verse? Let's try this. This note was created from the Notes tool, not attached to a specific verse. And I'm going to do a screenshot of that just to see where would that show up. Will it be attached to the most recent verse? Let's see what happens. I'm going to now take a screenshot of that, and that is where I can do my snipping tool again, or Alt Tab, and I see snipping tool show up in the menu when I hit Alt Tab. Do a new snipping tool, and let's just do a snip of this. I'm taking a note. Go to my document and Control V paste, and I'll put in enter and do a caption. Note added in the tool without having a verse selected. And a question mark, where will it show up? My guess is this note will just be in my list of notes. I will not know it's there unless I specifically just go to my notes. Let's see what happens. So I'm creating the note. Is there a save button? It looks like there is no save button. I see it here in my notes. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these online things, if you don't see a save button, I think, and you get used to it as you use them more. Yeah, no save button. It'll just be there. And let's see, it's in my list of notes. If I go to Galatians 5, back in my ESV, I should see a note attached to things. There's my little notes. And let's see, if I hover over that, there is a anchor. No, that's a note. Let's see. Go back to Galatians 5. How do I see my note? I'm assuming if I click on that, it will take me to my note. It takes me to my notes tool. Let's go on to another note. Click on that one. Oh, there. If I hover over enough, then I'll see the text of it. Okay, let's wait a little bit. I was being impatient. Hover over that one a bit. Nothing shows up. Hover over that one. Maybe I didn't type anything on that note. Hover over that one. I do see the text. Perhaps it's feeling like the note I just created got attached to the most recent note that was in there. Because these, when I hover over, I do see the little text of the note. And see what happens if I click on that one. Yeah, it does take me to that specific note. So this one here, I'm guessing because the most recent one was Galatians 5:25, well, it's like this note is just hanging out there, not attached to any verse. I think the notes are most useful when they're attached to a verse. So let's click on this one, right click on this particular word, and I can take a note. And now this note will be attached to that verse. So right clicking, take a note, now is on the word enmity, don't fight, exclamation point. Back to the verse, and there I see the note right before the word enmity, and when I hover over it, I see the text of that note. So I'm going to do let's see, I guess it's hard to do a screenshot of the highlighted text showing. Those, I don't know what they're about. Nothing is in there, and if I click on it, I don't know where it's taking me. That's the anchor. It's simply a note without any text in it as far as I know. Keeping track of your notes, sorted by date modified. I can sort by date created up here, and I'm going to go back to my ESV. I'm just going to take a screenshot of how my notes are showing up in my scripture. Those are mystery ones. If I hover over them, nothing shows up. These, I hover over them, it shows me my note. And if I right click, I'm hoping it will let me edit the note. No. I guess I'm not impressed with the notes. I was hoping if I clicked on the notes, it would take me to it. That one did take me to it. This other one, if I click on that, it takes me to just the notes tool with no text except the anchor is Galatians 5:19. So I'll just type in here a note attached to Galatians 5:19. So notes might take a little while to get used to and make them more useful. Let's see if I have two notes attached to Galatians 5:19. This one has no text in it. And just for fun, I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Since the snipping tool is already active, I can just Alt-Tab key, take me to my snipping tool, new, screenshot of my notes in the verse, and now back to my browser, and paste that, Control V, hit enter, multiple notes, showing up on the text. Now, I have put these notes in the ESV version of Galatians 5. What do you think? Will they show up in any version, or are they only going to be seen when I'm viewing my ESV version? Let's find out. I'm going to switch to a parallel passage by clicking these lines here and go to King James Version of Galatians 5. And let's see if my notes are there, or are they only seen in the ESV? Looks to me like you only see your notes in the version that you made notes of. I would prefer that the notes show up in any version as I'm reading. I'm wondering, maybe there's a setting, but you can imagine how complicated this could get. If some versions have wildly different text variation, where do they put the note? So here I just learned something. My notes go with the version of the Bible that I am reading at the time I take the note. And because I'm using the online app, if I'm using the desktop app and I'm connected to the same account, it'll actually synchronize my notes. Things cool about the online version. And remember, one big reason I like the online version is I can be at any computer and log in as with my account name, and I can see all my notes I've taken from wherever I've been using the Logos app, even if I've been using the desktop app. All right, now the rest of this assignment is simply to explore a little bit and take a screenshot of anything you find interesting. And it doesn't have to be super detailed. Just going to go here and is there an atlas? Let's look at tools. Is there a Bible atlas? There's a charts. There's a Bible browser, a canvas. There's media. Let's try media. Let's see what shows up in media. That sounds interesting. So media, I'm assuming, let's see, I'm seeing all results. Let's see if I can show media Galatians. I'm not sure how useful the media is so far. Getting different language videos. Oh, there's something I might under. There we go, something in English. So I'm not quite sure how useful media is, but since I'm here doing a little exploration, I'm going to take a complete a screenshot of this complete page. And remember how to take a screenshot of the window that's open? Control-Alt print screen takes a screenshot of the window that you're seeing, and then I can come back here and Control-V paste and put in here tools -media, and I'm going to put in my comment, not sure how useful this is. Because when I look at the Logos page here, what is this? Is this somehow these medias are related to Galatians? It's hard to tell if it's in the foreign language. This, I guess that one I can see that one is related to Galatians. The others I'm not so sure. That one is. So I'm having to assume, since I did Galatians in the find media, but sure seems like that's kind of random. Let's see what else we have. How about, do we have maps? Oh, we have charts. Let's see what charts gives me. And I guess I have to start a new search in my chart. Let's look for Galatians. What chart could be related to Galatians? That's not a chart. Give me a chart. Well, I have maps there. Let's go back to charts. Did I do that wrong? Let's try charts again. Charts. Start a new search. Well, I guess I'm not impressed about what I get with charts. I have to play with it some more. Types of charts. No, not impressed with charts. I'm going to go to maps. Where's my maps? Let's see here. Tools. There's charts. No. Oh, look, I get a new tab for every time I do a chart. That's completely useless. There we go. I have a Search. Now there's a maps there. Let's see. Oh, not. Oh, this is sad. Maps search is not available on the Logos web app. Oh, one disadvantage of the Logos web app. Just discovered. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Alt-Tab to go pop over to my snipping tool. New. And make a sad face when I paste this in here. Maps are not available on the web app. Go to my Logos, my document. Paste and put sad face, no maps in the web app. Why not? Question mark. I haven't played with the Atlas panel. Let's try the Atlas panel. That will be my third random choice of other things exploring Logos. So it says Atlas panel. Let's see if I can find my Atlas panel. Let's click on that link. Takes me to the Atlas panel. I'm hoping it'll take me to the Atlas panel. And there I do have an Atlas panel. And under there, is there a search or do I have to find it myself? I was hoping I could simply, let's try Filter Maps Galatia. And there it does give me a link. Let's click on that. And I've got this menu blocking my view. Let's hide that. And oh, I can roll my mouse and see that. Hey, I like this. And I can see Lystra to Troas, the path they think they would have traveled. I kind of like that. I always love looking at the maps in the back of my Bible. This gives me even more maps. I'm going to do a complete page of this one. Control-Alt print screen. And then in the Logos app doc, I'm going to Control-V paste. And I am done. Exploring maps in the Atlas. So even though I don't have the maps search, I do have the Atlas, and the Atlas has some search capability. So I'm not sure how different map search would be from Atlas search, but I've got something interesting. Now at this point, John Smart is done with this particular assignment. And what I'm going to do is File, Download. Now that I've created in Google Docs, I'm going to download it as a Microsoft Word document. And I'm going to save it in the CS101 folder. I'm going to make a 2024 Spring folder in there. And I'm going to save it there. I do have Logos Application Practice. I'm going to add to the name, just so my instructor knows it's from me in case they ever save it. I'm going to put down there JSmart in the name of the file, Logos Application Practice. And I'm going to now save it, being very careful to remember where I saved it, because this is where I need to go get it when I want to upload it to Schoology. So pay attention to where your file gets saved. You'll probably be saving it in your Documents folder. If you make a CS101 folder, that would be great, but you don't have to. But it'd be good to organize your files that way. And now I'm saving the file, again, making a note where it is, the name it has, and save. Now it's time to upload, submit my assignment. Here I go. Here's the homework. I'm looking at the homework instructions. I click submit. And I attach the file just by clicking here on the little file icon. And now this is where I have to browse to where it was saved. So CS101 folder, 2024 Spring. There it is. And now it's uploaded. You can always add a comment to your uploaded file like, hey, this was a fun project. Or, hey, I had trouble with instruction step number 3. Anything is welcome to be said there. And then submit. And if you have submitted an assignment, you will see it showing up there as an assignment submitted. And remember, if you ever realize you did something wrong, you can just say, oh, let me fix that. I'm going to resubmit the assignment. And I'll call this second submission fixed some things. You don't even have to put a note. I automatically only check the most recently submitted homework if you ever do that. Okay, so now this guy has submitted, and I don't think you can delete a submission, but you can open it and view it and download it if you want to fix it when you're on another computer. You can always download it, fix it, resubmit it. So lots of things you can do there, and I'm guessing you've done some of this already if you've been using Schoology, but it never hurts just to remind you. Okay, I'll give you time if you need any extra time just to finish that up, any pointers. And I'd like to get started on the files and folders assignment. But I'm going to walk around and check how you're doing and give you a chance to, then we'll get started on the files and folders. So if you're done with this, go ahead and look at the files and folders assignment. And I'll just zip around the room, see how it's going, and then we'll get going on the next one. So I'm going to pause the recording before doing that. Okay, now let's go on to the next. And again, it should be a pretty easy assignment. That's the one challenge of this course is there's a lot of stuff that you probably know already, but I'm not assuming that, and I need proof that you know it. And I'm trying to make these assignments not super hard, but not just trivial either, because some of these things you'd be surprised. Some people that have been on computers quite a bit don't know how to organize their files or are confused by many things. And I'm assuming that let's just see what it looks like, and let's just, if you know it already, see what could be improved in this. So let's take a look at what this project is. Basically, we're going to deliver an archive, a zip archive. Basically, what a zip archive is basically a bunch of files all packed up together into one file. We're going to work with your OneDrive folders as well as some local folders. So we're going to work in the cloud, and we're going to download all your stuff from the cloud, and then we're also going to create folders on your local PC with a structure like this, and then they're going to pack them all up into one zipped up folder. So cloud folder, make some folders out in your cloud and your OneDrive, download those into a zip file, locally make some files, pack them up as well as another zip file inside of that folder, all zipped together. So you're going to have a zip file and more folders all zipped up into one zip. You're going to have a zip file within a zip file. Let's go first of all work on your cloud zip file, and that requires us to go to your OneDrive folder. Now this might be, if this may be your first time at office.com, so I want to be sure that you have a login there. So let's go to office.com, and if you don't have an account, I will create one for you. Because they're not automatic, your office.com account is not automatically created for you like your Schoology account is. So I'm gonna go to office.com, which is now, that's right, I now remember, it's Microsoft 365. So if I click in sign in, I'm going to sign in as Jay Smart because he has an account. And if you don't have an account, I will create one for you. Well, it looks like I have to remember Jay Smart's